mean, I could do this so you can watch the screen while we chew.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are able to ask some questions now if you want to.
Yeah, if you are wondering about design choice in characters, I saw somebody talking about that. That is something that we can ask. So let us know. Yep. Again, sorry about the ghetto stream. It's just a camera that's being pointed at the TV because we didn't have the right equipment.
Select your character.
Can you explain the AP burst mechanic?
Art can.
That's a big.
And the rationale behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing about the AP burst mechanic is,
Yes.
basically, if you get an opportunity to do a combo, you should very quickly be able to, get a huge advantage of your opponent, get a level 1 super, whatever. But you shouldn't take up so much of their time that they feel like they're out of the game. I feel like as much as I love Marvel, it kind of sucks that the other player.
20 seconds.
Yeah, you're not playing for 20 seconds anytime you get hit.
Yeah.
So
If it's Virgil, it's like a minute, right?
Yeah.
So.
It's like a competition to see how many meters he can rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of important to us to give people powerful punishes. Anytime they get a combo opportunity, they should be able to get something like a full level, just a straight up 100 AP or whatever. But we didn't want it so that the other player didn't get to play for a long time. So we just decided that based on the amount of AP that characters are generating, 100 AP is a pretty good amount because that's over in about 8 or 10 seconds. And on top of that, it's less than a level 1 super for everyone. So as soon as you go over, the way that the rule works is if you generate as soon as you generate 100 AP by hitting a single opponent, that opponent becomes invincible. They go flying away, and they stay invincible until after they're coming down, and they actually get full control. They can push any button they want as they're coming down, and they remain invincible until they press that button. So they get to decide the timing of the attack. They get to basically attack whenever they want, or air dodge, or land, or whatever. And
if they don't do anything, they just float down and they're safe until they land.
Right, all invincible to supers to everything, all the way up, all the way down, unless they attack. And again, they get to pick the timing of the attack, and they get to double jump away. So it's basically if they don't do anything, they can land back into a combo or whatever. But it's a lot of options to have in that kind of situation.
Are you vulnerable the instant you land on the floor?
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. As soon as you touch the ground, you're back to being normal state. But what happens is, so if you get to, for example, 95 AP, the next hit you do, if it's 5 AP, it'll push them over to 100. They'll AP burst and eject away, and sort of as a reward for doing an AP burst combo, you get 30 AP as a bonus. So let's say you get to 90 AP and you do a hit that does 20 AP.
Mm-hmm.
What'll happen is you'll get 110 AP going from 90 to 110. That'll cause them an AP burst, and you'll get a bonus of 30, so you'll end up with 140 AP.
Wow.
And the reason for that is...
Does that work, sir? Yeah.
And the reason for it is, if that wasn't there, imagine, why would you ever want to end combos? I mean, you'd basically get to 90 AP and knock them down, and instead of having them fly off invincible, you would, get to have, a reset. So there's that kind of, the AP burst mechanic kind of has, a built-in player choice for the character who's doing the combo. Do you want to, knock them to the ground or put them in a situation where you get to do an air reset, or do you want to get an extra 30 AP, finish the combo 30 or 35 or 40 or however many? I mean, you can get all the way up to 150 by getting to 90 and then doing an eject, which is 30. That puts you to 120, and then 30 more is 150.
Right.
So, do you want to get 150 AP and then they're completely invincible, or do you want to get 90 AP and knock them down to the ground and get to have a wake up mix up?
Basically reset, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's pretty cool. Wow,
it's either a wake up mix up, or you launch them in the air and let them tech flip, and then play kind of resets that way. So we were trying to it's not just an infinite avoidance mechanic. It's also just it's like a mechanic for giving the player a way to decide if they want to finish the combo and get one kind of reward, or if they want to stop it short and get another kind of reward. And what's awesome is very, very early on, there was a Parappa video released, and I forget the name of the person who did it. I think the YouTube account was called All Star Arena, and they had setups that ended at 90, 95 AP, and then other setups that tried to get maximum AP. So it was that was a really cool moment, just as a designer, seeing people just kind of get that and understand the
What you were
mix-up.
trying to do, yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
I didn't know that combo worked. That's pretty good.
Rap has some crazy stuff, like if you delay the forward triangle after up square, and then wait a little bit longer to do forward triangle, you can get like all kinds of relaunches on uppercut.
Yeah.
Like full launch up square and then do forward triangle late.
Full launch on what?
Like
Hold,
hold up square and then do forward triangle late, and they'll land lower that way.
Yeah.
Actually, Mash, did you want any more cheese pizza?
I think I'm okay. Thank you.
Hey, what's the most AP building individual hit?
Heihachi? Right?
Well, Heihachi kind of cheats. I think like 30 is supposed to be the most. There's a couple of attacks that build like internally. They'll do like 5 and then 30, but those tend to get broken up by infinite avoidance, so that if you get the 5, like you won't be able to get the 30. I can't, like off the top of my head, I can't think of like one attack that does more than 30.
Heihachi charge.
Yeah, if you charge up with Heihachi, you get a triple AP bonus on the next hit you do, like when he gets the red fist.
Oh, dang.
So you can get like up to 90 on like an eject. But even if you whiff that attack, you lose that bonus, and it takes a long time to charge up, so that's kind of why he gets it.
So can he potentially get like 210 AP in a combo?
Yeah, you can get pretty high. If you throw in some freeze missiles, you can get some pretty ridiculous combos. But actually, speaking of items, the sturgeon, the fish club, as we affectionately call it, that thing gets 50 AP per hit. So that's I think probably the most single hit highest gaining
It
AP
has
move.
armor, right?
Yeah, it has armor while you're like swinging, like in startup, but not after you release the button.
Right. And the way the AP is tracked is on the victim, so like in a 2v2 situation, people that are adding damage to that guy as he bounces around, that guy will AP burst whenever he takes 100 AP of damage.
Yeah, so it's tracked on the victim, not on the guy doing the combo. So
Are all of the items from a game?
yeah,
Where's the sturgeon from?
the sturgeon is a super obscure reference from Uncharted. There's like an achievement he has, like in Uncharted 3, where he runs around like this like bazaar, and you can just like back up, like stand next to a table with a bunch of like sturgeons and like giant trout and stuff, and like press attack, and like he'll just pick up one of them and smack some dude across the head, and you'll get an achievement that says yeah, I forget what it's called. It's called like the sturgeon is in or something like that.
Hey, speaking of items, do they spawn randomly?
Well, they do. They spawn at like kind of set intervals at specific points on the map. So there's kind of a rhythm to when they spawn. But
Do you know like how many seconds apart they are or anything?
well, you can set those custom in the
Oh, really?
like as part of the match settings. You can set them to like non-lowest, low, normal,
Oh, so
high, and highest.
but it's
so-
not exact.
Oh, there.
It's not a time.
It's not a time?
Not as in, you don't get to pick it in the
Well, it doesn't it doesn't tell you exactly how much time it is, and I think there is some variation in the time.
I've got like
But
Pepsi, 7 Up,
like I
blueberry.
think it's for normal. I think it's something like every 10 or 15 seconds
Hey, Madge,
within a second, like plus or minus a second.
Yeah.
do you want anything to drink? I got like Pepsi, 7
How much,
Up.
baby?
Okay.
And then like where they
I'll
land
also
is where they land random?
There's like specific points on each level that are
Right.
kind of predetermined for where they can spawn. Like you'll notice that if you play on a lot of these maps, they'll always be at certain points. There is like some internal thing that kind of determines like where they spawn next to a player, but like I don't really have a concise way of explaining where that is, so it's just kind of something that I'm sure people will pick up on as they play the game more.
Like I think in Brawl they figured out that eventually that the items were a little bit more likely to spawn next to the character that was down in percentage or in stock.
Oh, you mean like favoring one player over the other?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Anything that where it spawns near one player or the other is pretty much completely random.
Okay, alright. And then like how many item spawn spots are there?
That really depends on the level.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically try to have it so that like on most levels you are usually within like a certain range of an item, but that super varies on the level. I mean,
like in this one, there are only 2 out there, and it's been a while. So
there's either 2 or 3. There's a max of how many items you can have at a time, and you'll never really get more than 2 items spawned. Or I think it might be 2 regular items and 1 epic item. So if you pick one of these up and hang out near the middle, there might be another one near the middle. But I think, I think they're just kind of at the same spots on every level.
Okay.
I mean, we try to get even coverage, but that's pretty much, what you'd expect. Just the item system is pretty intuitive overall.
Okay.
Thanks for the question, whoever that was, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I asked the item ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Thanks,
Thanks,
David.
David.
Thank you, David.
I mean, I spent a lot of time working on item stuff, so it's kind of close to my heart.
Cool.
I can't wait until people start using items in combo videos and stuff, just because there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with them. Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I really like items. I think it's a cool idea.
Do you actually feel like some items are better than others? Or?
Well, I mean, the epic ones are obviously better than the other ones. I think there's a few items that are slightly weaker than the other ones, but overall, that top level of items, there's a whole bunch of them that I think are on the same tier. Like Seth said, I mean, basically, anytime you see a rocket launcher, you should pick it up.
Yeah.
If you ever see killer bees, you should pick it up. Hedgehog grenade, I think, is awesome because it does a whole it doesn't seem like that big of a deal at first, but it does a whole bunch of things for you. It'll if you throw it away from people, there's always kind of that last second in a match where someone runs into it and they basically take themselves out of the fight for the last 10 seconds because they, have their super shut off. Then, in a sneaky, weird way, it's also a really good super setup because you can kind of throw it in a corner and just kind of stand over it or stand near it. And as soon as you see someone get crumpled by it, just do your super. I mean, after you throw it, it becomes a mine. There's no recovery attached to it, so you get to...
And it doesn't go away after any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just if you see a rocket launcher, you should go get it, but... If you see a rocket launcher, everyone's going to try to go get it, so then you set up your offense that way.
Yeah, that's the other thing. People get killed for trying to pick up items all the time.
All
you just
the time.
use them as bait.
Oh yeah, and having an item is a huge trade-off.
Right. Yeah, plus you can't block while you have items. All you can do is evade. So
Can you do your normal attacks if you have an item?
No. Well, there's 2 kinds of items. There's the consumable ones, the ones that kind of give you a power up, like Gravity Shield and Hermes Boots. Then there's the ones that are complete just weapons, and those whenever you pick them up, you lose all of your normal attacks.
Okay.
And all of them just do the item attack.
Hey James, cancel that up square into 4 triangle, and so try to make up combos with
Yeah,
that.
I like items because I feel
You can delay it.
I feel like they make me pay attention to spacing more, to space control, I guess. Because the more, the bigger chunk of screen I effectively control, the more items I can more easily get to.
That's a cool point.
That's why I like items. That's why I like them so much in...
Say that again? I'm sorry.
The more screen that I'm controlling, the better chance that I have of getting to the item before the opponent, because I'm effectively controlling more items, more item spawns. And it's not perfect. Maybe if I control 4 item spawns and my opponent controls 1, maybe he'll get the 1 anyway.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
And items are, they really do vary, so you can learn them a little bit, but it's, as you said, there's obviously the ones where you can do moves and stuff, but some are a real commitment. Some you're giving up a lot, or you become unwieldy or predictable if you have the item, whereas others are just strong enough that you probably want it all the time. Meter Drain is pretty much always worth it. That's just nothing but good. The little Ouroboros, the killer bees, the little Ouroboros satellites, those are really good. They only attack when you attack, though, so you need to remember to do an attack. You actually will have to do that attack.
You have to.
But you want to attack a lot, so basically you don't want to do a move that's really slow, because then the bees will only attack once each. So if you have a little melee attack, do as many of those as you can, and you can get some. Square down square is the crap of money.
Are there the same AP limits when you're using items?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically...
Except for freeze missile.
Well, freeze missile plus Hayachi is what makes it crazy. But anytime you go over 100, no matter what it is, they automatically go into AP burst. By the way, I love the term AP burst.
Yeah.
Did you not come up with that?
No,
nope,
we just saw it in the video and it was
yeah?
awesome.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Actually, no.
Dude, as soon as we saw that,
it was from that first that prep.
I think it was that
During
first
the
prep
demo.
video.
You can also jump out of the
very first day, we sent that video across the entire office, obviously. Everybody saw it. It was awesome. And from then on, it's been AP burst.
That's cool, man. Hey,
and then you can do move.
Why does Daxter not have his pants?
That pains me. Why is it
It'll do nothing but hurt you there.
That's why I'm also rolling all day.
I don't know if there's an answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an answer to that.
But it's like the rolls are way more vulnerable in this
I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
Alright, stream, so just so you know, I had 3 slices of pizza, I had 2 plates of pasta, I had 2 breadsticks, and I had about 5 of those potato things. And I'm having some more pasta right now. That's what you guys should know.
Thanks for the update.
I can vouch for that. All of that happened.
Jeez. Oh, I also had some water too. And I might have some root beer later, depending on how I'm feeling. But I didn't eat anything today, so I'm extremely starving.
Hey, if you guys have any, you guys meeting stream viewers, if you have any questions, just ask away, and I'll do some asking.
Back into a game. You want to try some one-on-one and see how it looks?
Sure. I'm eating them.
You guys go for it and play 1v1. You guys go for it and play 1v1.
Who wants to go, Art?
Go, you guys go.
So I guess we're gonna play some one-on-one real fast.
I'll go for 5.
James and Life to smack that.
Yeah.
Drake is also the jam in the corner. Please, yeah.
So if Drake is this game's Guile and Kratos is this game's Ryu, who is this game's Zangief?
Who should we? What's the
Ratchet is the closest. Yeah.
That's why I'm playing Ratchet.
Yeah.
I'm basically playing Ratchet just because of the grab.
Yeah. There's Cat is also going to be rather. I think Zangief-like if I don't succeed in getting it nerfed. Because the throws in this game are very directional. So I mean, not just literally do you throw up, down, but like you have to predict which side the player is going to be on. Because if you grab right and they're behind you, you'll just riff, and that's actually pretty vulnerable. You've missed your chance. You don't usually get like 2 grabs in a row. Whereas Cat currently, I'm eyeballing the Fever over here, who's Cat's character designer. She's a beautiful character with like, amazing combos, and just amazing freedom of. It's not just combos; it's like the feeling of freedom and movement that I really like about her. But yeah, I think her throw right now is unidirectional, so she grabs. You hit throw, and you still have to pick your direction, but it will grab from either side, which I think is a huge advantage, and it has a pretty good range, too.
Yeah, actually, Ron, do you want to talk about what kind of character, how Cat plays, like what you were going for when you were...
Yeah, like, Gravity Rush is a lot about, like, the game itself is a lot about, you know, air maneuverability and kicking things from the air, so, like, her strength in our game is the same, like, she is strong in the air, which I don't think a lot of our current cast really have. So she's both good at getting the victim from the ground into the air, and then if you're both in the air, kind of capitalizing on that, and yeah, like that freedom and of kind of movement.
Okay, can you go into detail about her supers and their functionality?
Yeah, our first one is a kind of like our classic like dash super. So it moves you forward, and if you succeed, it's kind of like it's similar to Sweet Tooth, where it kind of makes someone into a bomb, but instead of kicking that person across the level, it leaves them in the field.
They're kind of stunned there, yeah.
Yeah, and so everyone else has to figure out, like you notice that they've been hit, and you've got to scatter.
Right. Okay, how about her level 2?
Her level 2 is it's a move, one of her specials from the original game called Gravity Typhoon, and it basically lifts you up into the air, and then you summon a bunch of big spiky rocks, and they have low tracking, and you get to kind of direct them as they launch.
You get 2 groups of spiky rocks. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Good,
I
good crowd control. Pretty much, it's not a completely guaranteed kill. I'd say
I think there are a few things that combo into it, but I think it's one of those supers where, like at the beginning, it's on the attacker, like everyone is kind of like, oh my god, I can't get out of the way of this thing, and then eventually you learn the timing of it, and it becomes a lot harder to hit with. You can play tricks with it because if you hold the super button down, you can delay the launch. So if people are trying to evade or get out of the way, you can hold on to it a little longer and then let it rip.
Right. It's kind of like mind games in that sense.
Yeah. And so I think that you won't need that at the beginning because people will have a hard enough time just dodging it. But as it evolves, I think people will find more success with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like earlier when we were talking about Kratos Level 3, where people, if you've never played the game before, you'll have a really hard time with it, but as you get a better feel for the game, it's not as scary as it.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, nice. How about her level 3?
Yes.
Her level 3 is in her original game, she has this little cat that runs around.
Yeah, Dusty.
And so Dusty transforms into this like panther suit that wraps around you, and then it's one of our state change supers for. So for a short amount of time, you get to run around like is this big panther suit thing. You have a big claw scratch and a leap, and then you can turn into what the game calls a micro black hole, and that pulls in enemies towards like a core where you sit, and if they touch that core, they die.
Right. Okay. So, what kind of players will gravitate towards Cat? Like, what kind of players want to play Cat?
She's real rush down. She's fast. So, and combo heavy. So that kind of vibe.
And more mobile than anybody else in the game.
Yeah. She instead of a double jump, she has like an 8-way dash. So it really it takes a little while to get used to it. I think just that idea, but once you get a hang of it, you really zip around the arena really easily.
I love doing cat combos. Like, I think sometimes after work, I'll just stay like Ron's desk and do cat combos for 2-3 hours.
What?
Yeah.
That's art, dude.
That's a dark.
You guys don't know art.
I hope there's footage of this somewhere.
You were there.
Okay, one time I was there.
Okay, one time you were there. It happened other times.
So, in
Cat's got amazing combos. They're just fun. To explore and experiment.
It was really great. Even when we had our open house in Sony Santa Monica, a lot of the reporters thought that Cat was very accessible. Felt really great to play. So every character in All Stars, they kind of have like this. A general, we don't have like light, medium, heavy attacks kind of thing. Rather, we map certain. We theme each button to certain attacks. Can you tell us what the themes?
Sure. Yeah. Her squares are her normal kicks. So in her game, even for a game that you spend a lot of time in the air, there's a lot of different kicks Cat had, and so any normal kick she had is represented to a degree. Her square combo is. She had an 8-hit combo in her game. We don't go that far, obviously. It's a 3-hit combo. She had roll kick and stuff, so that's all in her square. Her triangle is gravity kicks. So she has a dive kick on an air down triangle and an upward grab kind of that hits above her. And then her circle button is kind of called it's gravity specials. And they're pulled somewhat from the special move she earns in her game. So, she can summon up I think one of her coolest things is she has this debris summon move, where if you hit neutral circle, you create 3 projectiles that hover around you, and they stay there. And the next time you press neutral circle, you'll fire one of those out. So they're really good for extended combos. So if you can't link 2 moves together normally, you can use the projectile, the debris, to kind of put them back into hit stun and link something that wouldn't normally be able to be done.
I think that right there affords her really really interesting combos. It's kind of like if you guys ever played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or even Children of the Atom. Spiral, when she has her spiral sword summon, it's kind of the same thing. So Cat, she's vulnerable when she summons her debris.
Yeah, and if you're hit during that, they'll drop.
Yeah, and then
you have to earn it.
But then after that, you just press circle and you can extend combos. You can use them defensively. You can.
It's a little Ouroboros.
Yeah, it's a little. Almost.
I know. Baby Ouroboros. I know. I don't want to upset you, dude.
He's like, wait there.
Kind of like how Ultimate Marvel 3 Ouroboros is kind of like Ouroboros.
What if it was only level 1?
Oh man, well, we got that stuff. Anyway, so what other attacks does she have on her circle?
She also has a
My favorite.
the pull in is her down circle, which it has pretty good range. I think it's like 3 meters out in front of her, and if you're hit by it, it will pull that character into you, and if you get someone successfully, you can then capitalize on it. So it's pretty good. It works also in the air. It kind of hits down below her, so you can jump in to combat and use that move to kind of pull someone up into the air and then take them up out of combat, like away from the entire crowd.
Yeah, that's why I like it. You can pluck people out of the combat ball without getting mixed up yourself. You don't have to commit too much.
Yeah, she is definitely weakest either at range versus like a projectile character, or just being in the combat ball is really not her strength, because she can't gain AP that way, and so pulling like one guy out and then running off with them.
Right. How about her up circle and her forward circle?
Up circle is like a push away move. So it's kind of like a get off of me, but it leaves you neutral. Like you don't capitalize on it unless you hit them like right next to you.
Okay.
And then forward circle is like it's like a forward dash. It's similar to her level 1, but it's directional. You can kind of aim it. And it hits a few times and then ejects people. It's a good combo ender for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kat's definitely going to be, I think, my main character once she comes out. She's awesome.
So, what do you think about Raiden's ability to combo from grab into supers? Is this considered a problem or a strength?
It's something that we're continuing to investigate. I mean, on one hand, like we were talking before, like even if it seems too powerful, like maybe as the game develops, it's not as powerful. It's just something that we're continuing to investigate.
It's an early winner.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
it's
a good early tactic.
Yeah, just like Kratos level 3 is an early winner, and it's not something that we want to have this knee-jerk reaction where people think it's too good, we're gonna nerf it. So we'll see how it develops.
The one thing about Raiden's throw that like you can do, because of the way like lag works, sometimes on slightly laggy games you can get like throw into square combos.
Oh yeah.
So we're kind of looking at it from that angle, because more so than just kind of a general balance point of view, like it does cause a couple problems online.
That's an actual bug.
Yeah. Same with the Drake's machine gun loop. Like it was weird because like the way that kind of came out, people just kind of assumed it was an infinite when really like they just didn't have auto block on and didn't have practice mode data. So like offline it's not a problem because you just AP burst like normal, but online it causes some weird behavior because of like just how steady a stream of bullets you can have going.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of looking at it from an online perspective, and
that's also something that's
it's
probably going to change. Or is that changed in the current patch? I believe they made the time to go into wall longer from another move, so you can't. I don't think that even works even as a regular combo.
I mean, I don't know if like. Yeah, we were looking at like changing some of the timings and stuff just to see if we could. I mean, because it's not really something that he needs as an essential part of his game plan, but it was causing some abusable things online. So we're just kind of taking a look at it and see like what we can do without having too much of an impact on his character.
Yo, what's up, LLND? I see him in the chat. He's a resident Shenko player, but he's also plays Toro in All-Stars. And Doppel's in the chat as well. One of the best All-Stars players in the West Coast right now. What's up, Doppels?
Yo, if you're being...
I don't think they're out yet. So.
Okay, so if you and your partner are both comboing an opponent...
how does that work with AP burst?
How does that work with AP burst? Yeah.
AP burst, like those limits are tracked on the victim.
Yeah.
So basically, from when you go into hit stun until you come out of hit stun, if you ever have anyone earn 100 AP off of you, you go into AP burst, and then I believe whoever lands the hit that takes it over to 100 gets a 30 AP bonus.
Yeah.
So
you just mean what you mean is like that 100 AP is built off of you, not that one person builds AP.
Yeah, it's built. It's tracked on the victim, not on the character doing the combo.
Okay.
So in 2v2 situations, like you don't have to sit there for twice as long. You just
for that same reason where we don't want people to get juggled around for an hour and a half.
It's not so much like the amount of AP that's generated that's a problem. It's just like with some combos, especially the low AP generating ones, the ones that kind of like last for a long time, it just gets to be a detrimental play experience. So.
Hey, Kaede. Toro is the Japanese PlayStation mascot, so he's not the most popular character here, but he's huge in Japan. He's been mascot of theirs for quite some time, even since the 90s, I think. I remember there's some like old commercials that have like from the first generation of PlayStation games. And he makes cameos here and there. I think in Japan he has like a few little mini games or something that he's in. So he's much a more recognizable character in Japan than he is here.
Clark.
Yes, sir.
Square, down, square on spike.
No.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken.
I think it's not there.
Oh, yeah, I apologize. Anyway.
Are Drake and Cole's square random, or is there a way to choose the ender?
They're random.
They are random.
Yeah.
The ender is random.
I mean,
The Coles and Drake.
that was basically like Evil Quill has a random ender as well, but it basically causes the same the same result no matter which version he gets. That was basically added as just a way of getting more of their like familiar attacks in the game.
Right.
So I mean,
Hey,
you do have a small chance of extending the combo with them, but it's not something that's reliable.
All right. Hey, Angel Devil 69. About the the belt system. I actually have a post typed up regarding the belt system to clear that up for everyone. But just to give you a really quick overview. So the beginning of the season, you play a few placement matches, and those matches determine what belt you get placed in initially. So it's kind of like
to play 3 or 4 matches before you'll see a belt for a
yeah. So you'll see a question mark at first. It's kind of like a college placement exam where they want to make sure that you're they don't want you to be white belt and you start killing all the white belts. It's not going to be a good look. So what happens is, for example, let's say I get like a red belt or something, and you start at 50 belt points. So you gain or lose belt points based on your opponents. So if your opponent has way more belt points than you, and the math will be I made sure to include the math in the post, so you'll see it tomorrow, or I think tomorrow. And so if they have more, if their rank and skill level is higher than yours, and you manage to beat them, and you get way more points. Conversely, if you lose to someone who basically you're not supposed to lose to, you'll lose more points. So it's just the points you get are based on your opponents. And if you get 100 belt points, you will graduate to the next belt. If you go down to 0 belt points, you will be demoted to the belt previous. What? And also, so at the end of the season, you will earn titles based on what belt you have, and a lot of the rarer titles are based on multiple belt finishes. So
every season you get another.
Yeah. So for example, to get some of the really more rare titles, you need to finish like black belt like 3 times or something like that.
So let's see. There was let's see. There was one question.
Sure.
Sir Dan, Witty Clever Name says that Sir Dan seems to have a ton of stuff changed from the trailer that made him worse. Is that true, and why?
So, the game was still in development when we were making those trailers. There's been plenty of changes from then. From the way the game is now to when those trailers were made, some changes were... It's just the game was still in development, so there was a lot of changes since then. We went through a lot of balance passes and patches. Not patches, balance passes. While the game was still in development, obviously. So it's just Sir Dan got a lot of changes. Jack got a lot of changes. Every character got a lot of changes, really. So the trailers were more or less supposed to show what this character is capable of. But, of course, they weren't necessarily representative of the final product of the game. I mean, I think the first half of trailers didn't even have the proper sound effects in yet, So, it's just the nature of the beast.
Call this a fight?
Somebody asked why is Sir Dan bad, but you guys are just saying that you saw a good Sir Dan playing?
Yeah, if you watch Bum's stream, one of those guys, I think his name was Dyer, he's pretty beastly with Sir Dan. He has a really good level 2 combo, and when they're playing 2v2, he was going to town on those guys. You got to really he was getting a lot of mileage out of his axe, the neutral triangle. His sword swings are just huge. You know, Sir Dan's supposed to be this crowd control character that has really long reach, so you want to really utilize his jump down square, has huge range. It leaves him in a butt drop reaction, so you can keep comboing them after that. And also, you always want to have a shield out. You know, it absorbs projectiles. It really improves his forward triangle charge. Yeah, Sir Dan's he has a lot going for him.
I mean, that axe is one of my favorite attacks in the game.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that you can get off of that, just in terms of setups and combos and safety. I mean, if you just jump and throw that thing, like, you can just run at people and attack them. And, like, even if you get hit, the axe will come back and give you a combo opportunity just because, like, they're too busy. You know, like, they get interrupted in the middle of their combo and you get a free combo.
Yeah. So, can you guys hear Art, by the way? He was just talking about Sir Dan. He's kind of far from the mic. Anyway. What is the purpose of normal Cole standard circle attack? So his neutral circle attack, well, it's not really an attack. It's kind of this barrier that pops up, and it absorbs projectiles, and he gets AP from that. So against characters like Sackboy or Radic or even other Coles, if you see them spamming projectiles, just throw neutral circle up and you'll absorb AP as if you're attacking them. Is Fat Princess viable? Of course she is. I think for Fat Princess, what you want to do is you want to have this plink timing where her villagers, you just want to have them out as much as you can. Start her offense, cover yourself with the villager, and then kind of go in and follow up that reaction with your own attacks. You know, your square attacks, triangle attacks, and also it's really good for combos as well. If you like press up circle, the mage up fireball, then you know do a combo, launch them up into the air. They get hit by the fireball. You can double jump, keep it going.
Actually, I think looking at our data, I think our top players right now are actually all Fat Princess players.
Oh, really? Yeah. So Al just said that. I don't know if you guys heard him, but yeah, some of our best players are Fat Princess players, and that's virtue of the beta, the original 6 characters. People are very familiar with those characters already. So it's yeah, Fat Princess. She's a beast. She was designed by Mr. Ed Masters Ma himself. So if you love her,
nice.
tell Ed.
That's game. That's game.
Hey, Art, what do you feel about Art and Al? What do you feel about this? A lot of people feel that Naruko has the worst level 1 and 2 in the game. What's your opinion on this? I like her level 1.
I really like her level 1.
Like, you just have to learn the range on it.
Yeah. It's especially good for throwing like in the middle of an existing combat ball.
Sure.
Because you don't have to. Yeah.
It's really hard to use like in a 1v1 situation. But if you have a good teammate in 2v2, that guy can hold a person in place, like take Big Daddy and like hold a guy, and then Nariko just stands right outside from that, like 5 meters away, pops it. Boom.
Yeah, especially if you have this like huge combat ball, and some supers, even if you have a combat, three dudes or 2 dudes fighting, and you use your level 1, just because they're grouped together doesn't mean you're going to get the double kill. But with Naruko, her level 1, you'll get 3 kills easily if you have dudes grouped up.
And the big thing about that, though, is like compared to like the other level 1 supers, is she does it standing away, so you don't actually ever have to go in and like risk the chance of getting interrupted.
Yeah, it's much less risky.
You don't see its stuff nearly as often as you see it miss.
Yeah, like you see Raiden's level 1 stuff much more than Naruko's level 1, that's for sure. Hey, where are you, Seth? Are you Toro? No, Seth rocking Drake again. Ooh, the Lucia Triangle.
Actually, going back to just thinking about that on Naruko's Super 2, I think you just asked about that.
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing. I think Seth brought that up earlier, where he was talking about like with some of the big supers like Super Sweet Tooth or like your Kratos, where like the main thing is you just get close to them, you just kind of dance around them, roll around them.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing. Naruko's is you have a limited number of shots on the super, so
5 shots.
People don't want to waste that. So you usually want to get them. If you do it too far away, people have a lot of time to react.
Right.
You kind of do mid-range because you do get a nice explosion at the end there. It's pretty easy to hit, but the problem with that one is, you do get it mid-range. It's pretty guaranteed most of the time. But you get too close range, people just roll and just basically chill around the cannon, and it's just really, really tough to get them at that point.
Yeah, speaking of Sir Dan, I think, is it Art? Are you Sir Dan? It's going to town. Ooh!
Look at that combo.
Nicely done. Yeah, Art getting a lot of mileage out of that axe.
The level 2 from Sir Dan.
Yeah, Sir Dan level 2.
Ooh!
Is rage quitting a problem? There's a couple people are asking about that right now.
It's something that we are always investigating. When I have more information about solutions to, I mean, rage quitting is a problem in a lot of online games. So we'll have some updates for you guys as soon as I have some more information about that.
But yeah, we already have some systems in place where it's like if you do play X games, as the more games you play without actually quitting, you actually do get like bonuses to your experience gain, and you'll see that at the end it'll be like a no quit streak.
Nice.
Yeah, the thing I don't see enough of, like especially with the bin combo you were showing off earlier, is the with Sir Dan. If you throw out the axe, and especially with the with Spike 2 with his banana, because these things, but you throw them out and these kind of exist and they home back to you. So right there, it'll be able to catch people on the way back.
Yeah.
But they can't be interrupted. That's the big thing. You can't reflect them, and you can't absorb them. So if, like, say, Good Cole tries to throw one of those things out, you're going to hit him out.
We're just talking about a neutral circle. So yeah, it won't work.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we just saw there, like, with Sir Dan throwing his axe against Drake's Barrel. Drake's Barrel is pretty good, probably his best move. It's like, the axe can't be blown up, so like you see there, they'll hit the axe will hit the barrel, kill the barrel, and come back and still be able to come back to you.
And just like that, I mean, you can combo as level 2. The only trick is, after you do up square, you just have to take a tiny step forward and do level 2. And you can do it in mid-screen.
Well, I'm trying to use the karate
have an axe out every single time. Like, just follow through an axe. You can jump throw the axe and roll backwards. And, like, you know, if anyone tries to get behind you, just roll backwards, the axe will take care of it. It's kind of like a super tricky, I don't know, cross-up, mix-up. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, something I want to see more Jack players do is he is a very mobile character because of that forward square in the air. So he's kind of like Cole in that respect, where if you're in a bad spot, just forward, air forward square out of there, get into a better position to best utilize your forward triangle, your up triangle, your forward circle, and especially your air down circle. Way good. Hey, are any of you guys good with Sly? I think Madge, he's actually really good with Sly Cooper. They're asking if you could play Sly Cooper next, Art.
Sure.
Yeah, Art's one of the best players in the office. He knows a lot about the game. He's good with several different characters.
Oh, fish.
Oof. Yeah, so on that move, James, the down circle, if you notice there's 3 different colors, there's 3 different tiers.
Right.
Yeah, the second tier he throws out a bunch of bananas, or the monkey throws out a bunch of bananas.
That actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it also, the angle is different on the ground.
Oh, I see.
Well, that move looks really good, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, fish.
Yo, Hyper Comboko, I'm not sure it is right now. The last time I looked at the stats, which was very briefly, I can tell you that I think right now, I mean, obviously the most used characters are Raiden and Kratos. You know, they're most easily recognizable characters, easy to play. Dante is actually our third. I think as it stands right now, our third most used character. I'll take a look again. I'll see about if we get some of that data.
You could down tech
from our telemetry about character choices. Oh, there's a lot of Radic players too. I think he was like.
Ratchet's popular?
No, Radic. Oh, maybe like top. He's like top 7 or something like that. Top 5. But it's interesting. Kratos and Raiden, they get picked a lot. Well, Kratos, he's like one of the most recognizable characters. Yeah, so he'll be the character that people that never played the game before are going to gravitate towards.
I was going to be sad if you said that Ratchet was one of the most played characters.
No, you're good.
Sweet. Ratchet is so fun.
Yeah, he has a lot of.
I like that the same character is both a grab character and a trap character. That almost never happens. But those are the two kinds of character archetype that I tend to go for.
Yeah, he's really cool. Hey, fun little trivia. Ratchet, he actually used to be able to put down 3 Tesla coils instead of 2. So you can you used to be able to make some crazy stuff with 3 Tesla coils. We definitely have to take that out. It was way good. When I was first on the team, he could set down 3 of those things. It was way good. Yeah, it was way good.
I look for some really knockdown setups that include Tesla coil for a while. But some of the grosser ones that I wanted to do were just a couple of frames around.
I was a subterfuge. I was just there.
No, that's seriously, that's a legitimate team strategy. If they're both we have it now.
Yeah.
Hey, Dirk Greybeard, I don't think you can combo up square into up triangle with Sir Dan, but you can get them after they tech out and tag them with the up triangle or whatever else you want.
Leads into his level 1 mix-up.
Yeah, it also leads into his level 1 mix-up. So it really depends on what you want to follow up with. It's kind of like a little mix-up game with his up square in that regard.
I think that's one of those things that people haven't really explored too much. It's kind of like down tech, forward tech, back tech, mix-up stuff.
Hey, Doppels, yeah, sure. Emmett from Starhawk, we really wanted to utilize his build and battle style of gameplay from his game. So he is the only character in the game that is going to have 3 different level 1 supers, because his style is that he has 3 different weapon loadouts. He has his default one, which is just like a machine gun and his pistol, and the other 2 weapon loadouts that he uses is a shotgun, which is more of this close range crowd control type style, and he also has a rocket launcher that it goes full screen and you can aim it, kind of like Ratchet's sniper rifle, and it's really good in that regard. And also some other, besides just the weapon loadouts that he has, he has this move kind of Parappa's boombox. It's his rift generator, so he can call this rift generator down and it ejects AP. So he's one of those characters he's versatile in that you can play him any way you want. You can kind of go in like Speed Tooth with his shotgun, or you can play him as a long range character, and his level 1 will change based on whatever loadout you have.
He's got a counter. It kind of goes behind you.
Oh yeah, and also one of his other things that he has is he can summon a turret. And his turret is of course destructible, but it's really frustrating. It's really good to have a turret out as much as you can. And not only does it build AP for you, but it gives players something to focus on while you kind of use it as bait.
Yep. It'll hit ground and air. Too.
Yeah, it hits ground and air. Yeah, definitely.
Oh jeez.
Is that Drake Doppel?
Yeah. Doppels is the Drake.
Huh?
Sly Copper, there aren't any counter hits in this game.
Is there a reversal window when you wake up?
Reversal window. Oh, you mean like
to wake up with a super or something? I don't know.
There's no implicit reversal wake up mechanic. No.
Well, I mean, there is I think a 5-frame buffer for transitioning between things like that. So effectively, it is a reversal.
Yeah, as you're getting.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So you have like if you're just looking for like something to make the timing easier, I think it's about the same as.
Oh yeah, so there's a buffer window. Yeah, okay.
I think it's this. It's about the same as Street Fighter 4 actually.
But it's the same 5-frame buffer window if you're standing or if you're getting up or whatever. Or
I mean, basically like either coming out of an attack or coming out of a lock, anything like that.
Oh, so that is basically a reversal window.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. Interesting.
Oh, I walked into it.
I'm super good at dodging that, and he caught me in my prone state.
I just walked right into it. Oh.
Nobody expects the Super 2.
Hard going in with slide, nicely done.
That was a quality slide.
Wow, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh jeez, I didn't realize it was so late.
What, 11?
It's 11.
Wow.
Okay. We could just like play like one more game and then just be done with it. So.
Okay.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Get to answer all these questions for all the people.
Hey, Raw 89 or Raw 89. It's going to be a given that there's going to be comparisons between our game and other games. But the one thing that
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, right. But the one thing I was disappointed with in the reviews is, and this is a given, is that none of them really mentioned at all the online mode or the online play. That's what really makes the game shine, playing online. And I mean, when people review games, they have to do it before the game comes out, etc., etc., etc. So I was kind of hoping that
Nice.
that we get the online mode to get more mention, but it's all good.
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Those mines.
Yeah, they're both leaving mines.
Viable.
All the monkeys these times.
Oh.
Get on there.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah, when
Well,
you're playing on Alden's Tower, you want to make sure you memorize the respawn points of when people get left behind, Contra style, so that if you have your level 1 on deck, you can and you see that someone's straggling behind, you want to kind of camp that spot, and as soon as they respawn, just knock them out with the level 1.
Yeah, counter them. Oh, they're both ground.
Wow. Who's Sly?
Oh!
I think
Really?
Yeah.
Sly sounds really good.
Yeah, he's actually one of the characters I don't really know how to play very well.
I mean, he seems really hard to use.
Yeah,
No blocking?
he's kind of weird.
Hey, so, Art, are you playing Sly?
Yeah.
Why are you not constantly invisible?
Because it's easier to see myself. also, just like for the stream, right?
I guess, yeah. But if you're playing in like a 2v, in like an actual match, would you just be invisible all the time?
To be honest, I think it's good to not overuse it and then just use it when you got a level 1 or something and just sneak back behind people and just kind of use it when people aren't used to it and they just kind of keep track of you as opposed to never knowing where you are.
And also, besides the square attacks, he can't use his triangle and circle attacks while he's invisible. Right?
Yeah.
Only the
Oh,
square
he can't
attacks.
use move?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he can, but he automatically becomes visible again. So.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
As far as Mr. Zircon goes, though, just always, right? Is he always out there?
Yeah, it's good to have because there's no Spark on him. You might as well have it on, right?
But I can't. Well, actually, I don't know. Can I grab people if they're getting hit by Mr. Zircon?
Yeah. So the reaction that his bullets cause is just very. It's a light reaction.
It's a reactionless.
Reactions. Excuse me. So
Which means that I can still throw.
Yeah. So it's like you're not getting hit with anything. It's just
free building AP the entire time. Yeah.
That's cool.
It doesn't seem like much, but during the course of matches, it really builds up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I noticed that he can die though.
Yeah.
It's like 30 AP, I think.
He's good. Not even so much for the AP, the extra AP gets you, but you can use it as a shield basically. He can absorb hits.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that part of it. I was just thinking about it, like giving my opponent AP, but I can use it like that too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And also, I don't know if you knew this, but Ratchet's not the most mobile character, but if you jump and hold down X, Ratchet, has the helicopter and floats down.
Yeah, I like it because it feels like I can do a lot of things in the air. Like I'll jump way up in the air and do like test the coil, like hang on or float.
Pull out sniper rifle.
Yeah, sniper. Like, feels like I can be in the air for a long time.
Yeah, kind of like Drake. He has the Agents of Doom, which are these 3 little robot guys that kind of go out forward and still really good.
4-3.
Just kind of just live in the world. It's like a Tom. You just throw them out and go do whatever.
Ratchet's very much about like finding times to do the moves to get him set up. You can't spam his moves, but.
Hey, so by the way, like, are you guys committed to the square, triangle, circle thing, or like, what about like, as far as the names versus like 1, 2, 3, or?
That's a good question.
I feel like that's honestly up to the community.
Okay.
The reason I like square, triangle, circle is because like, since the game is new, it's kind of a lot to ask for everyone to learn a whole notation just so they can like read like what's going on in a YouTube description. But I admit there's some advantages to having like short notation. It's just it might be a little bit early for that. Like I think if you're trying to convey information to a bunch of new players, it might be good just to start off with square, triangle, circle, just so everyone can kind of like be on the same page initially, and then later on, like if in a couple months everyone just starts using like 1, 2, 3, I wouldn't have any problem with that whatsoever. It just kind of alienates new players like right at the beginning. And since most of the people who are looking for notation want to like write guides for new players,
help me.
like I feel like
Good stuff.
I feel like just sticking to square, triangle, circle at least initially is a safe bet. But that's my only thought on it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it has a downside of like if you want to do the number directional notation, like that doesn't work out. Then you can't say like 4, 3, right?
Yeah, I have seen some notations like that people have posted that seem really intuitive and really cool, but you still kind of have to memorize some stuff before you can even understand like what people are talking about. It's not like Street Fighter where there's like 20 years of where people have had 20 years to learn all that kind of stuff.
Right. Although even in Street Fighter, it ended up like changing to some degree. People pretty much just say like medium punch and medium kick now rather than
strong.
Smell that coming.
You know what notation that always confuses me is when people use like the obscure notation for the joystick with the numbers.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, that confuses the crap out of me, dude. I understand what it is. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it is. I agree. But it's just because I'm used to like QCF,
Yeah.
Oh, delayed that. You like delayed that.
Yeah. But if I wasn't a native English speaker, then QCF.
You kill everybody.
It's just random letters.
Yeah, like I would just have to memorize that QC. Like I would memorize QCF in the same way that I memorize.
You have to smell like
whatever it is, 2, 3, 6
at odd angles.
Like it's the same kind of memorization.
I didn't even. I'm an idiot. Like I barely figured out like a year ago that those numbers pertain to like a
the numpad.
Yeah, the
But the problem is that like some pads are inverse from each other. Like there's some phones that have
the phones are different than number pads.
Yeah.
Like that always throws me off. So I always have to remember.
Yeah, I'm like there's one.
See, that's a perfect example. Like, if you use that notation for your favorite game, you're basically saying no one can understand what I'm saying unless they spend like a day, 2, 3 days, just basically trying to figure out what I'm saying. And like, I think that's just a lot to ask early on. Like, I understand the advantages. You get to put a bunch of information in very little space, but if you lose like most of the people who'd be reading that information, what's the point?
Yeah.
You're just hurting yourself more than you're helping.
Man, that barrel is so good.
Yeah, the barrel is very good. Not only is it active, while it's rolling, but it has an explosion too.
Yeah.
And he can blow it up himself.
Right. Does it have the same like durability requirements when he hits it compared to when other people hit it?
Good question. I think it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Same? Okay.
Why did I do that?
Oh.
Yeah, I got that high.
I'm so confused. It's all you're using is me as a distraction.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I was like, hey, they're hitting him. Let me go activate super.
Yeah, I mean, Spike's suit level 1. It doesn't have a lot of range, but it's fast.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fast.
it's faster than Heihachi's.
Man, I gotta redeem my Sir Daniel.
Yeah.
That was over fast.
Yeah, that was over fast.
Two level 1s.
Yeah, I like S for square, T for triangle, C for circle. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard because then if you get to standing and crouching, then you have S.S.
Well, you don't really have standing.
Yeah, we have
crouching.
air and
We have up and down.
Down,
Not
that's
standing
true.
crouching.
That's true.
You can crouch, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it actually does matter, but
I mean, you can duck things, right?
Yeah, there's some moves that
you can throw the rocket launcher duck.
why did I?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, you can aim the rocket launcher. You can do some pretty sick combos with the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Just jump and shoot it down, then shoot it forward. If they bounce off any wall anywhere, you get a 2-hit combo on them. And then if you're a hella pro, you can
Hey, Anti-Aquarian, that's something that we're looking
you can do
into.
up rocket launcher.
So, keep an eye out, I guess.
Were you killing Spike?
Omar had mentioned that that's something that we're looking into as well.
Wait, what was the question?
About time in stock, but having
man, I get
time
confused.
in stock mode. So, we're constantly looking into other features that we can add in future patches.
Okay.
Yo, Doppels, yeah, we'll be heading to Wednesday Night Fights tomorrow. Yeah, after watching Bum stream, man, yeah, really need to step it up. I know we keep mentioning it, but yeah, those guys are good. So we'll see if we can raise the level of play over here in the West Coast.
Oh. Out of it.
Oh, the barrel safe.
Hey, Rick Donto, again, like I said, we're always looking into new features we can add. So if I have anything to update you guys about regarding that, you'll be the first to know, brah.
Oh, nice ball.
Sacked.
For tie game, these guys are hoarding some AP. Ooh, Seth sniping with a Drake level 1. Nicely done. He has another level 1 on deck too.
Get out of there.
Oh, jeez, let's go as well. Everybody has a counter.
I know that All Stars will be at SoCal Regionals.
Yeah, All Stars will be at SoCal Regionals.
Oh, wow.
That was a little fish. That was a little fish.
That's in that's January.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King weekend.
Oh, it'll be at Apex too, right?
I heard it's gonna be. There's a side tournament.
What happened,
for
Art?
it.
Side tournament.
Our
Apex.
run back was terrible.
I can't.
You didn't go anywhere.
Quote me on that. But that's what I heard.
Jogging in place.
Wow. Dude, I was coming down with level 2. Landed into a wall.
Hey, can I get in one game? They're asking for Narc. I want to play.
Oh, okay, okay. Here you go.
Here, last game. It's getting kind of late.
Alright.
Okay.
We got work tomorrow.
There's a lot of controllers going his way.
Alright, whose team am I on?
I guess you're with me.
You, James? Alright, James.
Let's go. Dizzy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Whoa, Seth, party foul. I think you're good, yeah. You're good.
Thanks, Seth Killian.
Special guest.
Alright.
Alright, I'm good.
I'm just here to kick the chair.
Actually, hey, can you,
I got walls
Kelly,
from
can you
behind
move
chair
the camera
by
just a little bit to the right?
Alright, last game of the night, guys.
Tell me when it's good.
I'm about to wreck art with some Naruto.
David, is it good?
Just so you guys know, I'm
It
gonna
looks
be
fine, yeah.
I'm gonna be aiming
Nice.
for art. Hey, Art, which character are you?
I got robbed.
I just stole the controller from.
Oh, okay.
Wait, who were?
Alright, I'm gonna be.
I'm teamed up with Clock.
Okay.
Okay. Alright,
Is this
Art's
just
not
the
playing,
last,
and I'll just hit him on the way home.
Do people
Sony game of the night? Or are you guys still doing Marvel? Or you just
There's a
Ending.
yeah, there's a fair amount
I
of
don't
people.
think I ever call him Daniel.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of people that call me Clock at work.
Okay.
Combat mostly, at least.
Yeah, all combat design calls me Clock. But like, you know, it's a lot of higher.
Who's Nathan?
Yeah. You know, Kozak?
Oh.
Yeah, there's actually more people in my life that call me Clock than anything else. So I'm kind of used to it.
You're one of the only people that I call mostly by nickname.
Yeah, it's been like that for quite some time.
Does it hurt your feelings? You want us to call you Dan?
No, call me whatever you
Most of
want.
the people actually who I call by their nickname are named Dan. Like Tatsu is the same way.
No, yeah,
I don't
Tatsu's
call
Dan.
him Tatsu. I only call him Tatsu. Right?
Yeah, he's named Tatsu. Alright, let's go.
Alright, we're going.
See, this shield right here, it goes full screen, man. Look at it. Oh crap, a combo me.
Antenna saved you. Don't do that.
Yeah, that antenna messes up my combos.
Yeah.
It's right at that level.
Hey, so what do you guys think about shorthand for the game? Pizzazz? PSAS?
Sasper.
I like Hasbro.
Pasber?
Yeah.
I like Pizzazz better than Pasbro.
I like Pizzazz more than Pasber.
You like Pizzazz because you made it up.
Pizzazz is
Oh, I
pretty
see.
good. That's it.
Stop the combo.
I don't. PSAS is pretty good, but
The P is silent. It's just sass.
Yeah.
Alright, so that whoever was talking about Naruto,
Sasper?
one's talking about to land at one of these guys right now.
Wow.
About to
He's,
land.
he's pointing over the left field wall right now.
someone calls it pizza beer.
Oh!
Alright,
But just like we said,
Hey, don't try to Babe Ruth that shit.
Alright,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Hospital waiting for you to win.
No, see, I shouldn't have said anything. Cause
Pro tip for anyone at home: do not announce when you're going.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
There's a super, it's coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
I like that.
I'm starting to figure out this nice little mix up here with these characters.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Oh! Almost.
Whoa. Is that ours?
That's ours. Alright, come on.
Got that team communication going.
Oh.
Oh,
Nope.
Thank you.
Oh.
Nope. Nope.
ow.
Oh, Delicious, give me your AP. Oh,
Get it!
Help me! Save me! Save me! Save me!
Oh,
Oh, I'm at level 1 because I lost my level 2.
yeah, you have to be careful about that.
That's something else that comes with a little time. You get a good sense for what super you have.
Oh, shit.
It's like doing this.
Come on.
Oh, goes through the barrel, dude. See that?
That's
Well, nothing
another,
beats barrel, according to my
that's
calculation.
another homing move, so it will just go
More,
through.
more barrels, the better.
Yeah, there's not a barrel on the screen. Put barrel on the screen.
Yeah.
Nothing
Do a
beats
barrel
barrels,
roll.
a pretty
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
tagline.
Thanks for rolling into that.
No!
Oh, I thought he had that.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh, sugar.
Oh, I thought I had level 2.
I just realized
Yeah,
that the Narco's disc throw
You're
is
dead.
actually like the disc in the game that you
I
can
don't even know what
control
game
with
she's
6
from.
axis. She's from Heavenly Sword,
Oh,
but
man.
it's like
Alright, hold
the
still
most
for a minute,
rage-worthy
then.
part of the game because it's 6 axis, and so you have to like rotate the
Oh,
controller
what?
to rotate where it's flying. It made me so mad.
I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, I uppercutted
So wait, when you
face.
came back, you were like
Sad
a weird like
trombone
zombie
takes
creature or
us out.
something.
Yeah, you're a descendant.
Oh,
Yeah.
But at least you got that level.
So
one.
yeah, sorry guys, Narco Super 1's actually quite good. I think the problem's on Clock's end over here.
Yeah, you calling it out is a good
and then for the rest of the match, we're just watching for it.
My fault. It was
I
my
admire the
weakness.
ball.
Yeah.
Not the execution, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So I think we're going to call it a night.
Yeah, thanks James and Dave so much for
Yeah,
having us.
thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us. No problem.
Thanks for the pizza.
Sorry again, everybody on stream, for the super low quality stream here.
now that I know about PS3s, I'll figure out a better way to do this next time. So.
Hey, part of the reason that we took time off from our official stream was to step up our stream quality, and this is a good lesson here.
Step in the wrong direction. Yeah.
No. So now we have information.
We have knowledge now. We have
the
knowledge
information.
now.
You gotta learn from a loss. Yeah.
This can go right on the Christmas.
Exactly. So.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah.
Is this
See you guys.
day 3?
Don't forget DLC early 2013. It's free for 2 weeks.
Huh?
It's night 4.
Only for 2 weeks, huh?
Free for 2 weeks. So just
So the 2 characters, right?
2 characters on the stage.
Free for only 2 weeks, so grab it right away. If you don't, then you're...
Free forever, but you have 2 weeks to get it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You
Once
get it
you
forever.
get it, you have it forever.
There's just a 2-week window where it's up.
Yeah.
So after 2 weeks, what happens?
You keep the characters, but if you waited more than 2 weeks to get them, then they're probably, I don't know what they are. I assume they're paid after that. Otherwise, why would they say free for 2 weeks?
Just when it drops, just download it.
Yeah, log in.
Yeah, even if you don't have the game,
Download
you can download it and still have
Right.
it.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in.
Thanks for having us. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you, seriously, for heading out here again. Sorry for the ghetto setup.
Well, it is all the way from Culver City.
Yeah.
And I live 5 feet over. So.
Yeah.
I feel like I could stream now.
I know you can. If I can stream, anybody can stream. So.
Just need some nice IKEA chairs.
Yeah,
webcam.
exactly.
Alright, so I'm going to shut this off.
Yeah, no problem. Peace out, everybody.
Nighty-night.
See you later. See you when I want to be you.
Damn.
Wow.